Hello everyone. In this video, I will be talking about the second learning objective of chapter 6, how to recognize problems. So first of all, let's understand what a problem is. Problem is basically a difference between what is expected and what is actual. So problem is the difference when there is a difference in the current condition and most preferable conditions. And problem arises when there are gaps. Gaps between what? Gaps between the actual performance and the expected performance, as I already mentioned. For example, you estimated sales, you estimated profit, you estimated your revenue. However, your actual sales, actual profit, or actual revenue is less than what you expected. There is a gap, so there is a problem. Actual business performance is less than possible business performance. This is particularly applicable for growth companies, when companies have the opportunity to grow, maybe cross-border. Let's say a company has the opportunity to export overseas. In that case, its actual business performance is less than possible business performance before the expansion or before the growth. So that's a problem. So although we are calling it problem, that's basically an opportunity, but we see it as a research issue or a research problem. Expected business performance is greater than possible business performance. Sometimes for the startup companies, management may estimate a target that is beyond achievable. In that case, expected business performance and the possible business performance differs, so a gap and a problem arises. This is the whole problem definition process. So you understand, problem definition process starts with the situation analysis, then identify problem, writing a managerial decision statement, determine unit of analysis, determine relevant variables, and writing a research hypothesis. We will be briefly discussing each of these stages. So first of all is the situation analysis. In situation analysis, researchers tend to familiarize with the decision-making environment. So when a researcher is given a responsibility of doing a particular research, so researcher first of all will try to be familiar with the situation. Typically, a researcher will go to the organization that has sought the research help, will meet the key persons and hold series of interviews with the key persons, keep asking questions to them to get the idea what has happened. So in this interview process, researcher will try to develop alternative problem statements. It is critically important that in this stage, researcher is given access to all the key persons in the organization who have important information about the research issue. So after alternative problem statements, researcher think about possible solutions to the problem. Keeping in mind, researcher need to realize that if there is a situation or if there is a problem, there must be some solution. For all actionable research, some plausible solution must exist. So researcher think about possible solutions. So researcher make a list of ideas. The more ideas, more better it is. And researchers also need to be open-minded. It is very important to consider all ideas as plausible in the beginning stage of problem solving, so that nothing or no alternative is left out. And in this situation analysis, researcher takes an interrogative technique. So in this interrogative technique, researcher involve asking multiple questions like what, where, who, where, how. So these questions actually used to provoke introspection, and that helps researcher in defining a problem. And after this interrogative technique, researchers actually take a proving. Proving means a more digging deeper into a problem. Okay, so what researcher wants in this case, keep asking question, and when the respondent provide an answer to this question, researcher ask more relevant questions. And in this way, researcher's objective is to be familiar with the situation, finding out the definition and alternative solution to the problems. Keeping in mind one thing that, as I said, that in this stage, researcher will hold series of interviews with the key persons. This is not actually the survey typically used for collecting data, because this is not data collection stage. This is not data collection interviews. These interviews gives researcher an idea or an understanding of the overall research issue. This is an example of the type of questions researcher may ask when researcher takes an interrogative or probing technique. For example, what changes have occurred recently? Tell me about these changes. What has brought this about? How might this be related to your problem? So you can see researcher keep asking questions to get familiar with the problem, so that the researcher can come up with a very good definition of the problem. This is the end of this video. Please see the next video for a discussion on learning objective 3. Thank you.